What's going on today, YouTube? I got a little upload for y'all. This video is called Why Michael Jordan is Good, or why how actually good was Michael Jordan. I've always heard him in debates. I've never got to actually see him play because of how young I am, but I've seen LeBron play, and LeBron has some good and bad times. So we finna react to this and see how good Jordan was actually. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right into it, man.
Michael Jordan scored 50 points or more in the playoffs 8 times.
Which is crazy.
KD, LeBron, and Wilt combined. Jordan also had the most 40-point playoff games, more than
A
Kareem,
Chicago legend,
Shaq,
man.
Steph,
Shout out
and
Chicago.
Dwight put together. In fact, MJ is the only player in NBA history who had more 40-point career games than games.
Damn, bro, I keep hearing people talk about how he had Phil Jackson, bro. Like the coach do 70% of the work, but as a player, like what happened when the coach plan don't work? Like what happened when everything go wrong and the coach plan not working? It took a great player to say, forget what the coach talking about. I got it. Put it all on me, coach. And that's what made Jordan so special because I know about that.
Games where he scored less than 20 points. Jordan's godlike aura, brutal trash talk, and physical dominance
I
put
heard
fear in
man used to be
opponents'
telling about
ears.
people
And
wives
not
and
that he
all.
had to get a good night's sleep before facing the Bulls, Jordan could drink and smoke cigars before the game and still drop 40. His
That's
illness
crazy.
made it look easy, and he proved it when the games were on the line.
Game on the line. Who would take the last shot? Me.
28 times.
See, that's the thing about Jordan too. We not finna forget that. My thing with LeBron is I swear he never take the last shot, and if he do, he miss it. He take like I won't say he not clutch necessarily, but if it's a shot where if he miss, he'll get all the blame. He will not take that shot. And sometimes you gotta be prepared. If you're gonna be the greatest, you gotta be prepared to take the blame. That's it. That's all.
Times Jordan scored the game-winning shot, including 7
Off
game
the
winners
head,
in the
bro. His
playoffs.
hezzy was
And
something
MJ
serious. I've
wasn't
seen a
just
few
a
MJ
scorer.
highlights.
He had the most
I ain't gonna act
first-team
like a complete
all-defense
casual,
selections
but
ever
you
with
feel
one.
me?
He's the all-time blocks leader by a guard and has the
That's
most
crazy.
seasons with over 200 steals, with 6. In
Man was a
1989, when the
lockdown.
Bulls lost their starting point.
I did not know Jordan had so much defense until I saw his actual mixtape. If you want to see the reaction to that, comment below. I saw little pieces of it, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna see if they want to see a reaction to it. So if you want to see a reaction to the Jordan legendary mixtape for his career, then comment below and like the video.
Guard, Coach Doug Collins made
I'll
Jordan
get
play
that
the
uploaded as
four,
soon as
and he
possible.
notched 10 triple-doubles in 11 games, averaging 30 points, 11
I gotta
assists,
stop
and
pausing. This video
9.5
gonna be
rebounds
long.
per game. Between 1991 and 1996, MJ played 13 consecutive playoff series.
Also, I almost forgot. If you want to watch this video without my commentary, without me talking, the video link will be below in the description.
Averaged more than 30 points per game, retiring with 6 rings, 5 MVPs, and a 6-0 record in the
Five
finals. But despite his
MVPs? I ain't know
seemingly
Jordan had
invincible
five
legacy,
MVPs.
Jordan
What?
did have some weaknesses. MJ led the NBA in field goal attempts 9 times during his 13 years in
It's gonna
Chicago,
happen.
and he was a bit of a ball hog, especially in his early career. Jordan also had
I don't necessarily like that narrative either, cause like I don't know how many of y'all play 2K, but why would we pass to the AI? We don't know what they gonna do. We know what we gonna do though. We feel like we him, then we gonna take that shot. We'd rather lose off of taking all those shots than lose off of us not taking enough. You know how that is.
some bad playoff games, and he certainly wasn't the most pleasant teammate. So, how good was Michael Jordan actually? And is he really the GOAT?
I think he is.
Hey, want to know how I got this $50,000?
Here we go with these ads, YouTube. All this is live. I don't fake nothing. All this is live.
Have to watch this video. There's a little known loophole that
The ad just come out of nowhere.
To answer that, we'll start with his genetics and God-given talent. Michael Jordan was supposed to be short. Nobody in his family was taller than 5'9", and as a high school
Yeah, I
sophomore,
heard he
Michael
got
was
cut from his high
famously
school
cut
team.
from his varsity basketball team,
I
since he
know
was
it.
only 5'11".
It sounds sad, but it's true.
However, the Jordans were blessed with supreme athleticism. Just look at Michael's older brother Larry, who could dunk at 5'8".
Bro, if anybody know what happened to Larry, then Let me know in the comments because I definitely don't know what happened to him. Like I feel like he could have been in the league too, even if not like as good as Mike. You feel me? He could have did something in the league. Like we got to figure out like what happened to Larry.
So, when an unexpected growth spurt pushed Michael to 6'6", he became unstoppable. By the end of his high school career, Jordan was averaging 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. But
Disgusting.
despite his unreal speed and athleticism, young MJ was still an unpolished gem because he really only played 2 years of high school basketball. As a freshman at UNC, MJ averaged a modest 13 points, 4
That's that hard
rebounds,
work.
and 2 assists per game. He was the third leading scorer on the team behind James Worthy and Sam Perkins. And his
Sam
fundamentals,
Perkins is
ball
crazy.
handling,
That's a
and
throwback.
confidence weren't yet at
Child
a super
Celtics.
high level. But all that changed in the 1982 NCAA Finals when Michael hit a game-winning shot against Patrick Ewing, winning the national championship.
Bro, look at the vertical off the jump shot. Bro, okay, I'm gonna stop pausing it. We finna watch this all the way through because it's too long.
Jordan said this was the biggest turning point of his career because after that, his confidence was through the roof.
That turned my name from Mike to Michael Jordan. It gave me the confidence that I needed to start to excel at the game of basketball.
In the
That's
next 2
real.
seasons, Jordan continued his basketball education under Dean Smith and became
Just remember, whoever out there, okay, this is gonna be one of my last pauses because I keep saying I'm not gonna pause and I pause it. If you out there and you have something you want to accomplish, it only takes one person to tell you you can do it, and but you can do it, bro. Trust me, you can do it. If nobody believe in you, I believe in you. You can do it, bro. Do it. Stop procrastinating. Do it.
a complete player. He averaged 20 points per game, was a consensus first-team All-American, and as a junior in 1984, he was named Collegiate Player of the Year. But based on his college career alone, it was hard to predict that Jordan would reach the pinnacle of the NBA. After all, many great players
And Edwards got to do a DNA
had
test.
far better college careers, including Kareem, Magic, Bird, Bill Walton, Bill Russell, Oscar Robertson, David Thompson, Pete Maravich, and a few others. Because of his relatively modest numbers in college, and because the 80s were the era of the big men, Jordan was selected third in the 1984 NBA draft, behind centers Hakeem Olajuwon and Sam Bowie.
He's only 6'6".
That's crazy.
How much can he really do?
We wish he were 7'1", but he isn't.
However, it took just 2 practices for the Bulls coach to call the general manager and say, "You didn't mess up the draft this time."
For the first day of practice, my mentality was whoever is the team leader on that team, I'm going after him. And I'm not going to do it with my voice because I had no voice. I have to do it with the way that I
Yeah.
play.
When the season started, it took
Lead by
Jordan
example.
3 games to score over 30 and 9 games to eclipse 40. By the end of the first month, it was obvious that Jordan was supposed to be the first overall pick. While Olajuwon looked like a star, Jordan was more like a supernova because there was nobody in the league faster than
I wish
him.
I was live
It
to see
seemed
this.
almost unfair how he blew past opponents with just a single step who had no answer for his drives to the basket. On top of his speed, Jordan was also the most athletic player in the NBA.
So much
with
finesse.
unmatched vertical jump and hang time. When he drove to the cup, it looked like he was a fighter jet, and his quickness served as a runway for his vertical takeoff. When MJ raised up for a jump shot, it seemed like nobody was ever guarding him.
They
because
could.
The laws of gravity didn't seem to apply to Michael. Defenders could jump at the same time.
They looked
but as
hard.
They would inevitably fall down. Jordan would continue
Like
to
what?
float in the air and shoot completely unbothered.
How's the transition been from college to the NBA?
Well, I think it's been pretty easy.
Thanks to his high-flying feats and insane
Ugh.
he quickly became the most popular player.
That's
in the NBA.
disgusting.
So it only made sense that in 1986 he got voted to the All-Star game, despite playing just 3 games up to that point due to an ankle injury. And that same year, in the playoffs, he set a playoff scoring record with 63 points against Boston.
But it was
On an ankle injury. Let's just keep that in mind.
an incredible playoff performance. I've never seen it before, and I had never seen it after. That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
Albion
Another ad.
Sandbox MMORPG in which you write your own story.
It happens to the best of us.
As if MJ wasn't doing enough already, in 1987, MJ led the NBA in scoring with 37 points per game, which was and remains the 5th best scoring output ever, behind only Wilt's insane scoring feats of the early 1960s.
I just want the franchise and Chicago.
They said Will Chamberlain was playing against plumbers and firemen, which I'm not no disrespect to any other greats, but they said he was playing against senators.
Chicago Bulls to be respected as a team. It's very hard for something like that to happen, but it's not impossible.
Meanwhile, Jordan was miserable. Despite all the fame and individual accolades, he was always losing. In his first 3 seasons, MJ only won one playoff game, despite being the best player in the league. But after the Bulls GM Jerry Krause drafted Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen, his life would change forever.
That
In
man Scotty,
1998, MJ averaged 35 points on 54%
the GOAT
shooting,
duo.
with 6 rebounds and 6 assists, winning his first career MVP. Because he also led the NBA in steals with 3.2 plus 1.6 blocks per game, Jordan won the Defensive Player of the Year.
Ridiculous.
And he is still one of only 5 players ever to win
I
Defensive
ain't even know
Player of the
MJ
Year
had
and
handles like that.
MVP. And after the 1988 dunk contest against Dominique Wilkins, which is considered by many to be the best of all
Huh.
time, some people already started calling him the best player they have ever seen.
Legendary. I got a poster.
But none of that mattered, because the most important thing to Jordan was winning. And now, with Pippen and Grant on the team, the Bulls had their first 50-win season since 1974. Chicago then finally advanced in the playoffs, winning the first round over the Cavaliers, with MJ averaging an insane 45 points
I
per
don't know
game.
none of them other
However,
players
in the
besides
second
Mark
round,
Price, I
a
think.
more experienced
I'm a
Pistons
casual,
team defeated the Bulls
especially for the
easily,
90s.
4 games to 1. It was proof that individual greatness doesn't translate to playoff wins, a lesson Jordan had yet to learn. But that didn't make him any less entertaining to watch. In the 1989 season, Jordan hit his first legendary shot in the NBA.
Look at how much attention he took. 3 people had the double pump mid range. That was disgusting. I've seen that shot a million times and it don't get no more impressive or no less impressive.
They again fell victim to the Pistons, who bullied Jordan with their physicality. And in 1990, it was more of the same. MJ led the NBA in scoring and steals.
I remember this. Clap.
But the team couldn't get over the hump and get past the Detroit Pistons for a third consecutive year. In his first 6 years in the league, MJ had won 5 playoff series and lost 6, with an overall playoff
It
record
happens.
of 25 wins and 29 losses. So after that third loss to the Pistons, the media started doubting Jordan, questioning his ability to play team basketball, and wondering if he was only concerned about
And I'm assuming he took that personally.
himself and his numbers. And in a way, they were right. In the 80s, he was often trying to score out of double or even triple teams, ignoring his wide open teammates. In 1989, he was a capable passer, averaging a career high 8 dimes per game. But Jordan always looked to score first and pass second. And he wasn't like Magic, Jokic, or Doncic, who manipulate defenses with their eyes and fake defenders into wrong coverages. Jordan's passing was more reactive. He got rid of the ball only when he saw that somebody was wide open. And since Jordan was like a black hole that sucked all the defensive attention, when he did opt to
Facts.
pass, it was usually for an easy dunk. But despite MJ's ridiculous scoring numbers, the Bulls' offense was always average during the 80s, and they were actually at their best in 1986.
That was a travel was crazy.
when Mike missed 80% of the season due to an ankle injury. It wasn't until 1990, the arrival of Phil Jackson and the emergence of Scottie Pippen, that the Bulls' offense cracked the top 5 in the NBA. Pippen's passing and pushing the ball in the open court created
He
lots
just
of
needed
space
one
for
other
Jordan,
star.
who could finally trust someone else to make plays for him consistently. But Pippen's value was maybe even more pronounced on the defensive end. With an enormous wingspan, agility, and a motor to cover multiple players on one possession, Scottie was just what Michael was missing. Pip's presence allowed
Pippen
Michael
was
to play
beating
free
shit.
safety on defense, jump into passing lanes for steals, and he didn't need to waste his energy guarding the best opposing player, because Scottie usually did that. And after agonizing defeats against the Pistons, MJ decided to bulk up.
Whoa! They put my man's in. Hold on. We gotta look at that one more time.
Multiple players on one possession.
Cause
Scottie was
what?
just what
Hold
Michael
on.
was
We gotta.
missing. Pip's presence allowed Michael to play free safety on defense, jump into
Hold
passing
on.
lanes for steals, and he didn't need to waste his energy guarding the best opposing player, because Scottie usually did that. And after agonizing defeats
They be talking about people can survive in the 90s, bro. He just put my man's in a hole. Mm. Like he just He just wrapped his arm around his neck like a Disney Channel bully. Ain't no way.
Against the Pistons, MJ decided to bulk up, which was unprecedented at the time. Players didn't spend much time in the gym, and if you look at all the players in the 80s, they looked lean, but hardly anyone was super muscular. So when MJ returned for the 1991 season, he was still super quick,
He was on
athletic,
demon
and
time.
could contort his body in the air like no one else. But this time around, he was also much stronger,
Huh,
which
on 3
allowed
of
him to
them.
absorb contact better and bully smaller players with his
Off the
size.
drop
What
step?
also helped Michael was the arrival of coaches Phil Jackson and Tex Winter, who instituted the triangle offense, which was based on cutting in open spaces and playmaking out of the post. If executed properly, the triangle was believed to be the most optimal offense to optimize spacing. MJ didn't have to bring up the ball all the time and force his shots, and he was receiving the ball closer to the basket, where he'd bully smaller defenders and
That's
dominate
where
like
that
never before.
post fade come
Even
from.
though
It's
Jordan
unstoppable.
was phenomenal from the moment he stepped into the NBA, in
Huh.
1991, he was at his
He dunked that? Nah, bro.
basket, where he'd bully smaller defenders and dominate like never
I don't know.
before.
Is the quality bad, bro? I don't know. I gotta. Oh man.
Even though Jordan was phenomenal from the moment he stepped into the NBA,
Oh
in
no, that ain't even the quality.
1991,
That's
he
just
was at his
90s
best,
basketball.
and he won his second MVP award. The 91 Bulls had the best offense in the NBA, and they crushed the opposition in the Eastern Conference.
Spin
They
move.
swept the
Hood. Come here,
Nets,
Ewing.
beat the 76ers in
Ewing,
5,
not
and
Ewing.
then
What the hell am I talking
finally
about?
got their revenge against
Huh.
the Pistons. This time, it wasn't even close, as Detroit
Them
was
bad
on
boy
decline
Pistons.
after
I hear so
3
much
straight
about them.
NBA Finals trips, while the Bulls were ascending. MJ swept Isaiah and the Pistons, who famously left before the final buzzer of Game 4.
If you
Another ad, bro. Come on now. I gotta stop this.
these Illinois youth facilities
Refusing to shake the
We
Bulls'
watched this
hands.
together though. You feel me?
Finally
It's
got
my
over
first time
from
seeing it.
Losers mentality. We were starting to become a winning franchise, and the sky was the limit.
But in the NBA Finals, another legend awaited, Magic Johnson. And it seemed like the
The
five-time
other
NBA
MJ.
champions still had the upper hand when the Lakers defeated the Bulls at home in Game 1.
MJ
That is,
versus
until
MJ.
Phil Jackson made the adjustment to have Pippen guard Magic, which turned the series around. And in Game 2, Jordan dazzled the world with another iconic move, switching hands mid-air to score.
Huh. He in the air for hella long.
The Bulls won the
Yeah, he
next
the
4
GOAT.
games, and at last, the championship. Jordan's hunger for an NBA ring was finally satisfied. Throughout the playoffs, MJ averaged 31 points, 8.5 assists,
He could have dunked that.
6.5 rebounds, 2.5 steals, and 1.5 blocks, shooting a career-high 56% from the field.
Jordan is the most talented player in the NBA by far.
And the 1992 season
That's crazy.
was a continuation of peak form for Jordan and the Bulls.
Shout out Magic.
Another scoring title with super efficient shooting, first team all defense, and another MVP for his airness. The Bulls once again had the best.
That's
offense in the
insanity.
NBA,
He could have been
won
a defensive
franchise
end.
record 67 games.
Or a
Chicago reached the
defensive
finals against
end.
the Trailblazers, and the media pushed the narrative that Clyde Drexler was better than Jordan because Jordan is not a good outside shooter. So MJ responded by nailing 6 threes and 35 points.
I'm so tired of people saying Jordan couldn't shoot. Bro, back then they didn't shoot threes like that. When Curry came in the league, 3-point shooting became everything, but it wasn't like that before. Like that midi game and dunking on somebody was the best possible thing you could do. It demoralized them. They feel like that was more efficient. You feel me? Threes didn't become a thing. Like they were a thing, but they didn't become as praised as they is until Curry came in the league. He changed the game. So Jordan had a three, but why shoot when I could just get these easy 2 points? Putting my nuts on your forehead.
In the first half of
Like
Game
why?
1,
Why do
which
it?
was a finals record for both threes and points and a half, in what will forever be remembered as the Shrug Game. And even though Portland tied the series at 2 apiece,
shit legendary.
the Bulls were just too good, and they won the series in 6, with MJ averaging 36 points in the finals. After the second finals and the Dream Team experience in Barcelona, Pippen and Jordan
Best
came
Dream
into the
Team ever.
93 season with an empty tank. The Bulls weren't as dominant in the regular season. But even though he was tired, MJ
Stay on your feet, young man.
scoring, which was his 7th scoring title in a row. And he also led the league in steals.
I would never
Chicago
jump for
made it to
Jordan.
a 3rd consecutive finals, where they faced league MVP Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns, the best team in the regular season. Barkley was also the best player on the Dream Team, and when he won the MVP, many people believed that he could be an even better player than Michael.
And I took that personally.
Jordan. But because of the Suns' inexperience and Barkley's nasty elbow injury, the Bulls won the first 2 games on the road, and it seemed like it would be smooth sailing to the next title. However, the Suns weren't going away that easily. They won games 3 and 5 in Chicago, and they could have won game 4 too if it wasn't for Jordan.
That motherfucker would not let me win that game.
He buried the Suns with 55 points.
God damn.
Game in NBA Finals history.
Gave him 55.
And Michael just outplayed me. That was probably the first time in my life that I felt like there was a better basketball player in the world than me, to be honest with you.
Got cooked.
After 5 games, it was 3-2 for the Bulls, but the remaining 2 games were to be played in Arizona. In Game 6, the Suns had the lead throughout the 4th quarter, but Jordan kept the Bulls in the game, and everybody expected Jordan to take the final shot to tie the game. But MJ wasn't the same stubborn player as before, and he gave up the ball early to set up an open shot for John Paxson. That was
3 in a row, 3-peat.
And MJ's legacy was set. Jordan finished the 93 finals with averages of 41, 8, and 6.
Oh my goodness, that's disgusting.
40% from 3. And this wasn't even his best playoff series statistically. MJ was on the top of his game, and his basketball IQ, winning mentality, and physical dominance all synced in perfect harmony. Jordan showed his otherworldly ability to beat.
He running into. He thought he was finna die. Hold on, look at Ewing. Look at Ewing. Look at Ewing. Hold on, look at Ewing. Bro, life flashed before his eyes. Hold on. I have to pause it right here.
Even his best playoff series statistically. MJ was on the top.
Oh, I didn't even that. Hold on.
And his basketball IQ, winning mentality, and physical dominance all synced.
I think we were almost there. Hold on.
Jordan showed his otherworldly ability to beat.
Bro. From this angle, do this not look like he finna get punished? Bro just curled up, like, just go ahead. That's tough.
An opponent one-on-one, separate double teams, attack the rim, but also to find open teammates. If we compare
how to pass.
1993 Jordan to his early NBA years, the growth was evident. When it was needed, he was pressing full court.
Big defense.
When nobody could score, he recognized it and carried the Bulls. And when he got doubled, he gave up the ball without trying to be a hero. In terms of basketball skills, Jordan was physically a much stronger player who became a master of footwork and post-up game. When he
Jordan footwork is second to none. I don't know how he can even
turn and stay in the air for what felt like an hour longer than his
and one.
Hit a patented turnaround jumper, clean as a whistle. The memories of anyone doubting him were long forgotten. Everybody knew he was the best player alive, and many believed after that three-peat he was already the best of all time. My love for this game is strong. I'm going to be here as long as my love is strong, Jordan told reporters after the finals in a champagne-soaked locker room. However, just 1 month later, his father was killed, and Jordan retired from basketball.
Rest in peace, man.
The love for basketball was put on hold.
I had him for 32 years, and he taught me a lot in 32 years. You know how many kids get that opportunity? Very few. In today's society, get the chance to spend that much time with their parents and get that type of influence.
18 months and a stint in minor league baseball later, and the itch for the game became too strong. So, Jordan released arguably the most famous two-word press release of all time.
It came in a two-word statement which is now just begging to have a Nike campaign built around it, quote unquote.
Another ad. Come on, YouTube. We gotta stop this.
I'm back.
And it didn't take Jordan too much time to show that he was still the god of basketball. In just the 5th game after his return, he poured in.
I don't use an ad blocker, none of that.
In the infamous
everybody gotta eat. Everybody need their revenue. You feel me?
Struggled with his shot, shooting a career low 41% from the field. And it turned out that playing baseball for a year and a half took a bite out of his greatness. Even the best players need to practice. And in the second round of the playoffs against Orlando, things didn't go according to plan.
Shaq and Penny.
Even though Michael averaged 31 points on 48% shooting, the Bulls weren't as strong inside. Horace Grant, who used to be their starting power forward, was now playing for Orlando. And together with a young Shaq, the Magic simply
Yeah.
outmuscled
What could they
the Bulls
do?
in the paint. Many people will say the Bulls lost in '95 because Jordan wasn't in peak form after his baseball hiatus. And there is some truth to that. But Jordan actually averaged his usual numbers. Really, basketball is just a team sport. And they lost because Orlando was much bigger and deeper than them. Thankfully, the Bulls management knew that too.
Last week, the Bulls announced the acquisition of a player many people consider the most controversial basketball star in the NBA.
Dennis Rodman. Hell yeah, the worm.
Rebounder of all time and one of the fiercest defensive players ever.
I don't care. Whatever. What's up?
A year before, they also added Steve Kerr, the most accurate three-point shooter ever.
Shout out Steve Kerr. His Warriors, one of the best teams of all time.
Tony Kukoc, who was the most versatile power forward in the NBA, MJ had the best supporting cast in the league. In the 1996 season, the Bulls were so good that they became only the second team in NBA history to lead the NBA in offensive and defensive
That was
rating.
crazy.
And their plus 13.4 net rating is still the best ever. Their 72-10 record was the best of all time, and of course, Jordan won an MVP, averaging 36-4. As for the
MVP
playoffs,
MJ.
there was no stopping the Bulls. Only the Sonics in the finals showed any kind of resistance, and Gary Payton was the first defender to have slowed down Michael, but he couldn't beat him, and Chicago won their fourth title, with Michael crying his...
Why Gary Payton still catching shots after like 20 years? He said, yeah, he stopped him, but he couldn't beat him. He could not beat him.
guts out in the locker room because it was the first championship he won without his father.
I know he's watching. This is for Daddy. I'm very happy for him.
He's a voice
feel
of
that.
reason that always drove and challenged me. That's the type of father I had.
Like a friend.
Yeah, like a friend.
And when the 1997 season started, the Bulls continued to rule the NBA. With 4 Hall of Famers, the most accurate three-point...
I want to speak on that real quick. Ain't nothing worse than losing a parent. Like, I don't think it's nothing besides losing a child. Losing a parent is the worst thing you could ever go through. For real. Everybody who lost their parents growing up, I give you strength. You feel me? Like, should nobody ever have to go through that.
Point shooter of all time, and other excellent role players, no team could match up with Chicago. Running the triangle like a well-oiled machine, the Bulls dominated the regular season with 69 wins, and getting to the finals seemed like a walk in the park, as they only lost 2 games in 3 playoff series.
Crazy.
In the finals, it wasn't that easy.
Man was on a
because they
mission.
played the formidable duo of Stockton and Malone and the Utah Jazz.
That
This
pick and
series
roll.
will be remembered by the infamous flu game, where Jordan suffered from food poisoning and had a fever before the pivotal Game 5 when the series was tied. But Jordan played through the illness and managed to squeeze every atom of strength to score 38 points, and the Bulls
Still
won
gave him 38.
93-88. In Game 6, Jordan trusted Steve Kerr with the final shot, and Kerr hit a jumper for the win in the final seconds.
Let's go. 5.
However, when the 1998 season started, the Bulls were running on fumes. Pippen had injury problems and disputes with management, and Rodman was more reckless than ever. But they still had Michael.
They said that man went to Las Vegas and got drunk. Like a day before they had a game, and then came in there and grabbed like 20 rebounds. You can't make it up.
Even though he wasn't as athletic as before and his efficiency decreased, Jordan was still capable of winning games by himself.
Give me 2.
The Bulls finished with 62 wins despite Pippen missing half the season, and that's why Jordan was named NBA MVP for the 5th
Another
time.
one.
In the playoffs, the Bulls survived the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Finals, winning Game 7
Against
by 5
Reggie Miller.
points. And then, in the finals, Utah awaited again, hungrier than ever. In a tough defensive series where neither team scored 100 points, Jordan proved his clutch factor once again, hitting arguably the most famous shot in NBA history.
Little push off, you feel me? Clutch is all
6
hell.
championships in 8 years, with 6 awards for the Finals MVP, and Jordan achieved basketball immortality.
And if this is the final
The
chapter,
GOAT.
what a way to close the book.
The GOAT.
After 1998, Jordan retired for the second time, which was the end of his prime, and we can sum up his career with the Bulls in 3 parts. The first part being between 1984 and 1990, when he was easily the most athletic player in the NBA, a scoring machine beating players with speed and leaving defenders stuck in the mud. But basketball is a team sport, and Jordan didn't have enough quality teammates around him, and those who he did have, he didn't trust. The second part was the first three-peat, when he slowed down a bit and wasn't going 100 miles per hour on every possession. MJ was then physically stronger, he became a master of all facets of the game, improved his shot, and started trusting his teammates. And then came the second
It's
three-peat,
growth.
where the Bulls had the deepest and most versatile team in the NBA. The Bulls with Pippen, rookie Kukoc, and Kerr won 55 games in the 1994 season, and they played without Jordan, Rodman, and Harper, who was maybe the most underrated teammate MJ ever had. When they all got together in 1996,
But that's why you build. You build your organization. You don't go run to another team that already has. Sorry about that, but you don't run to a team that already has a foundation. You build the foundation where you get drafted. That's the difference.
it was game over for the league. But having good teammates is essential to winning in the NBA, especially when you're past your physical
Team
prime.
sport.
Jordan lost a chunk of his quickness during the second three-peat, but that's like when a Ferrari loses 100 horsepower. It's still
Still a
faster than almost
Ferrari.
anything else on
Still
the
a
road.
Ferrari
And
for
that
real.
answers the question. How good was Michael Jordan actually? Even when he wasn't at his best, Jordan was still the best player in the league. If you divide his career into three parts, each part would suffice for a Hall of Fame career. In his first 6 seasons, Jordan didn't win a ring, but he was the most electrifying athlete the NBA had ever seen, with unreal stats and winning all possible accolades. The first three-peat was Jordan at his best, showcasing a level of basketball that's rare and few, if any, have touched. And with his second three-peat, the Bulls won 72, 69, and 62 games in the regular season, and capped it off with 3 championship rings, losing just 13 games in 12 playoff series from 1996 to 1998. The only season of his career where Jordan wasn't the best player in the league was probably just his rookie season. Jordan was the best player in the world for over a decade, something that can be said only of 3 other players: Wilt, Kareem, and LeBron. But while
That's
Kareem's
a crazy
individual
list.
and team accomplishments are similar to MJ's, Jabbar wasn't the best player on his team for 3 of his 6 championships, and he only has 2 Finals MVPs compared to Jordan's 6. Wilt's
They top
scoring numbers
5.
from the 60s were impossible to reach even for Jordan, but he only won 2 titles and was constantly losing to Bill Russell. And finally,
That's
there's
another
LeBron,
one.
who might be the most complete basketball player ever. And due to his longevity,
Eh.
he is the statistical GOAT. But LeBron only has 4
Statistical.
titles
Eye
and has
tests tell
lost
me
6
different.
times in the finals, including the 2011.
I watched that Timberwolves versus Lakers series. I know people gonna be like, "Oh, he 40," but when he was just beating on everybody at 40, what was they saying? Okay then.
11 dud against the Mavs, where he played a catastrophic series that cost Miami the championship. And that's something that never happened to Jordan. And because of his decade of dominance, a 6-0 record in the finals, with 6 finals MVPs, and the biggest impact on NBA popularity worldwide, it's hard
Man.
to say that Jordan wasn't the greatest player to ever touch a basketball. Speaking of Jordan, we've got another video.
Go ahead, show nonstop some love. You feel me? Let me subscribe real quick. That video was amazing. Leave a like. But if y'all want more content, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what else you want to see. If you want to see some Wizards Jordan's highlights, if you want to see some current NBA news and highlights, just let me know what y'all want. It's been your boy BP. I love y'all. Peace.